Right there.
Bad company, they say, ruin good manners. Well, I have heard stories of friends ruin marriages and relationship. Victims also say you will never see it coming. Is it in your best interest to cut off friends whilst you're married? What are the downside in cutting off friends? Well, on this episode of Moans and Cuddles, my guest and I discuss the good and bad side of breaking contact with friends once in a committed relationship. I am Paulina Deda Opoku. The show returns after this break. Yo, welcome back to Moans and Cuddles on Ghana Web TV. Now, let me announce that this is going to be our final episode for the year 2021. So we're going to give our best shot. My guest and I are going to give you in-depth on the good and the bad side of breaking contact with friends once you get married. So today, we're not going to waste time, but then remember that the show is proudly sponsored by Cheesy Pizza. Cheesy Pizza has all you want from juices, smoothies, jollof, fried rice, pack, and meatballs. We have great deals for you all week round. Cheesy Pizza gives you the Mac Cheesy combo every Monday and Thursday with only 49 cedis. You get one small pizza, fries and chicken, one cola drink at all branches. Tuesdays are Super Tuesday at all Cheesy Pizza branches. Buy your family pizza at half price every Tuesday for 40 cedis at all Cheesy Pizza branches. Be part of our midweek bonanza every Wednesday. Buy and get one free at all Cheesy Pizza branches. And also remember to start your weekend with special jollof and fried rice from Cheesy Pizza branches every Friday. Call 026-413-3397 to place your order. Cheesy Pizza, your way. Now, today, I've been joined by new faces. Yeah. As our last episode, we're going to give our best shot. So we've got the best on board for you. I have here with me Edmond Lusho. He is a physiotherapist. Ed, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I know this is your first time here.
Yes.
But we're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I hope so.
We're going to give our best. You don't even have to say it's going to happen. And I have Erabna Sam. Erabna is a banker and a dance therapist.
Yeah.
How do you like to put it? You said you are
attempting,
but I know that's a lie. Erabna, good to have you on set.
Thank you.
All right. It's very simple. I've heard stories where people say, oh, a friend broke my relationship, a friend prevented me from meeting my husband. Maybe it could have happened, but due to the advice and certain things that they did, that prevented you from, ending up with a man or a woman. So let me ask, can a friend break a relationship or marriage? And if so, how can they do it? Who's going to take the first shot?
Oh,
ladies first. I knew that too. Well, yes, I think friends can break relationships.
Okay.
They can make and unmake.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to know the kind of friends you have. Because some friends never want to see things good for you. Anytime they see you getting ahead, trying to get into a relationship, they feel kind of jealous. They might not like the guy though, but they just don't want you to get ahead of them. So some might advise you, this guy is not your class, he's this, he's that. Why? Or anytime you report something that's happening, ladies, we like to talk a lot.
Really?
And me saying he didn't do this for me and he said this, he's lying, he's cheating. That's why probably it's not like that. But because you decide to confide in her and she also doesn't want to see you go before her, not probably because she wants your guy, but just that's out of jealousy. I don't want
they
her.
want you to be on the same
level.
Yeah,
some friends, it's always about them.
Okay.
They have to get everything ahead of you. They should be more than you. They should have this. You should always be the one that will go to her for this. That's when you go somewhere, she's the one, in charge. Yeah.
Okay.
So they can tell you he's cheating. He has a lot of girls. I saw him here. It's not everything that you see that you say. I saw him here. Probably, yes, you saw him there, but it's not what you are thinking. But because you have your own issues and you confided in her, she capitalizes on that, and well, you realize that you end a relationship that could have gone far.
Alright. But Ira, how do you identify as a friend? Because you are blinded. It's my friend. How would you know that this friend is just not right for me?
I do a lot of observation, so I know who I tell what to amongst my friends. Because I have a friend that will never appreciate anything that you have. For her to admit that, oh, you have, like, your dress is very nice, I've been admiring your dress for a long time, she will never tell you, trust me. And if she has to admit to it that, oh, it's nice, she would say something negative before
the real deal.
And so fabric, no, she'll get something to say. So such friends, I won't even come and discuss my relationship issues with you, my business issues, nothing. We just meet, hey, to say, yeah, call her, like, we'll go for parties, we'll dance, we'll go for salsa, we'll dance. But I won't tell you issues. I won't tell you my plans, because I know you are that type. And I have friends that will encourage you. Hamida will see this and she will go, oh, I'm not yet, like, she will encourage, oh, it's a good idea, let's. But my other friend is not like that. So amongst the two, you know who exactly. So you have to pay attention to details.
The red flags in your friendship.
Exactly, okay. That's the word, red flags. Some friends are just red flags. You just have to keep them at arm's length. It's not every time that you draw them close to you, yeah.
Thank you very much for that advice. Ed, as we say, can friends break a marriage? Now, let's say marriage is the big deal, because sometimes relationship, you might not take it as a big deal, but for a marriage to, collapse due to friends, it's a big deal. How feasible is it?
Friendship for males and females are different, because we think differently. How women relate with each other is very different from how men will relate with each other. But I would like to base my answer on the words of the scriptures. The Bible says that bad associations spoil useful habits. But it also says that there are friends that can be closer than brothers. So it is who it is that accompanies you that determines really the outcome of your relationship. Exactly. So there are a lot of people who say that if you follow two wise people, you become the third wise person. If you follow two foolish people, you become the third foolish person. And so it's really about the kind of people that you surround yourself with. There's no straight jacket answer to whether or not people should keep friendships. I think that during counseling, people are told different things. But personally, I think that counseling is very unnecessary. The counseling, the kind of counseling that we do in Ghana.
Which one? Is it from the family or the
from
church?
The church. Okay. From the church most often. I mean, the thing is this. I think that marriage is one of the longest institutions that we stay in. We stay in school like 22 years and we are done with it. We are prepared for exams. We are prepared for a whole lot of things. Job interviews. Even this interview. I mean, I've read a book or two or looked online for something. But marriage is something that we are not prepared for. Then we go to church, and within the span of 6 weeks, 3 months, we are taught a whole lot of things that we are supposed to replicate during marriage that lasts about 60 years, 70 years. And that shouldn't be the case. I think that counseling should be a daily thing. From our childhood, we should teach our boys how to respect men. We should teach our women how to be decent. We should teach our children how to speak. We should teach how to respect our children how to respect each other. And this kind of things, when we teach our children from the childhood, counseling should be part of every church service, not for only people who are going to get married. So then they grow up with these characters that enable them to live longer together. Yeah, because I believe that we are having the most flamboyant weddings. Sorry, I'm deviating from the yes, but we are having the most flamboyant weddings, but the quickest divorces. Because I think that we have overrated love. The thing that we call love is overrated. What really is love? You know, we opine it as the feeling you get when you see somebody, then something is doing you. Then maybe you have butterflies in your stomach and all those kind of things.
Imaginary feelings.
Yes, but you see, when you go to the courts The people that are divorcing are people
blow your mind.
who were once in love.
I always say, they say, "Obi into sikan wearing the town."
That's it. It's people who are so madly in love, but you seldom see people who respect each other, who are patient, who are God-fearing, and who have tolerance and can compromise, ever get to the stage where they say, I want to leave a marriage.
Ed, but on the back of your wedding that you're talking about, I want to ask, should you cut off friends once you get married?
No, you shouldn't cut off friends once you get married. I've had a bad experience with that. I had a childhood friend, a lady that I grew up with in Old Greda Estate. And this lady was some sort of sister to me.
Okay.
And I loved her very much. But I introduced her to one of my other friends who was a male. And she didn't even like this guy before. But later on she got to like him, and you know, they worked together, and then they got married.
Oh.
She cut me off completely when they got married. And this thing has been in my head. Sometimes I can be sitting down and be thinking about this lady. Why is she not talking to me? Why am I absent from her life? Because I've known her since I was a kid, since I was like 5, 6 years. And why am I cut off just because somebody is married? I think that people should be careful about how they treat others because they've gotten into the institution of marriage. Because the people you leave whilst going into the marriage, and the people you meet whilst you are coming out.
We pray not, you don't come out back.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, most people do that. So, and they finally come back to say, you know, it was my husband who said I shouldn't.
Wife.
No. I think that the kind of friends you keep will definitely inform how far or to what extent you allow them into your lives.
Okay.
I keep very few friends. I have a very close circle of friends. I can count my friends 2 or 3. And most often I invite them into my house for Sunday lunch or dinner, because I like to keep that camaraderie. I like to keep that friendship. You know, so I call it a couples retreat.
Okay.
And then we gather. My wife, I like my wife to know the kind of people I'm with. Unfortunately, my wife is from Cape Coast, and so most of her friends she had were in Cape Coast. She doesn't have many friends in Accra. She's a medical doctor. So and so the colleagues that she has are the ones that have become a friend. So they are not really friends. So I don't really know my wife's friends, but I try to, you know, give her new friends because she's now in Accra with me. I try to, you know, bring her into my circle of friends.
Right.
And I think that it's because I trust the people I've been with. When I was growing up, my father never allowed me to have a friend. Nobody entered my house, and people actually thought my father was a very wild man. He was paramilitary.
Okay.
He was paramilitary. He's an Ewe.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Most often we, you know, they are very sweet. Like Mr. Blagoji in Things We Do for Love.
Yeah.
You remember? That's the kind of life I
Simple.
live.
Oh.
Nobody enters our house.
I get
We don't have friends, you know. So I didn't grow up knowing how to have friends, but because I'm a naturally likable person, I'm very friendly, I'm very talkative when I want to be. I kind of get along with people, and that's how I choose my kind of friends. Yeah, so I think that we should be very careful about how we choose our friends, and then we'll not be worried about the kind of people we keep around us when we are married.
So when it comes to cutting off, should there be an exception to the cutting off? Because it looks like no matter what is happening, some people will have to cut some people off. But what kind of friends should be the exception?
You know, there are some friends that are more than family.
Okay.
You know that they always have they always have your back. You just have to say and they are there.
Yeah.
Before you even talk, they know what is happening. Those friends, you just don't say that mawari, so that's the end of the relationship. No, it's a no. Because at a point your family might not be available, but that friend is always calling to check up on you. She doesn't need any money from you. It's not like she'll come running to you and today I have this issue, tomorrow I have that, so you think it's because of money. Or she needs a favor. Some people, no matter where they get to, you always be on their list. They always wake up in the morning and you are part of the people they think about, so they check up on you. Such people you don't let go of. Yeah, sometimes you don't intend to cut anybody off, but it might be pressures from work, from family. You know, when you start, you and your husband, then within some few months, let's say 9 months or a year,
A new person.
there's a new member in the family.
Yeah.
It demands a lot of attention, especially when you're a first time mommy, daddy, like you have a work that's so tiring or demands a lot of time and attention and all that. It happens like you are cutting, no, but those ones, they understand. Some of them initially might think it's because she's married, but when you explain things to them, they realize that, oh, it's not intentional. But as I said, some people, you don't really need them. Automatically, those people will even fall out of your your list.
Your list.
You
yeah.
don't have to tell them that I don't want to be friends with you anymore. Because, you know, when you marry, your husband or your wife should be your friend. Why are you able to keep a friend and you trust so much, you tell everything to, and you marry and you can't have the same relationship? Then you are in the wrong marriage.
Sure.
You are definitely in a wrong marriage. Because when something happens right now, before I sat here, I was chatting, much as I was talking to him, I was chatting with my husband as well alongside.
Okay.
Anything that happens, he's the first person that comes into my mind.
I
Let
was
me
also
tell
chatting
him.
with my wife.
Exactly. So like it should be, there's nothing my husband doesn't know.
No.
He knows all my friends. When I get a new friend or I start talking about a new person, he will get to know the person within a short time.
All right.
Yeah. He knows my pay. I know his. My bonuses that comes in, he knows how much I've been given.
Okay.
When he gets a gig, I got a call today. This person says I should do A, B, and C. How much should I charge? I'm like, don't go and charge that amount. I will charge.
Okay.
The money comes and he's like, okay, this is the money. What do we do with it?
Wow.
We are that close.
Best of friends.
Yeah. Those who know, they're like, hey, you too. Sometimes I close and I'm in his office.
Oh.
If
So
I don't
after
have
a 7
anything.
couple goes, like, you know.
Yeah.
You should,
Yeah.
because you can tolerate your friends. They do things to hurt you and so you vibe. You forgive each other. So why can't you do the same? So if you have that kind of friendship with your husband or your wife, you don't have to cut like, hey, Miriam, my husband doesn't like. That flow alone, it involves other people. So omo won't belong, you know. They fall out. Omo who say no, I don't belong here.
All right.
You never see me quarreling with my husband or fighting. Who says we don't quarrel or we don't fight? You will never see it. Serious issues, we will talk like, hey, like, but we are talking about real serious issues. And everybody will hear, but we don't do that.
Alright.
Yeah, resolve it. And when we were married, we told ourselves that when we are angry, it shouldn't last more than 10 minutes.
Hey.
Yes, that was the rule we put down. And for 10 years, praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
We thank God
We don't
for
go
that.
beyond that. So when he says this after 10 minutes and I'm still like, I'm not talking to him. Hey,
You've forgotten what you
Holy.
you are breaking the
is somebody
promise.
angry with me? I'm like, yes, I'm angry with you. Oh, please, I beg you. What did I do wrong? Because sometimes he doesn't even know what he did or said.
Okay.
Maybe we're chatting and he says something I didn't like. I just go off.
All right.
Madam, because he knows I love to talk. So the moment I'm quiet, it's like,
He's allowed.
have I said something wrong or have I done something?
Because you apologized. All
Then
right.
when he realized I'm going beyond, he was like, okay, now it's getting serious. Let's talk.
Okay.
Then we don't go overnight.
All right. So still discussing, we're talking about the positive and negative side of cutting friends off after marriage. Now let me create a scenario here. You are married, you are with your husband, your wife, and then there's this friend who comes close to your partner. You just don't like the person. But to you, maybe they are your best friend. How do you tell your partner that, see, I don't want this person around you? And you, the woman or man, how would you handle it? Because at the end of the day, Rabina was saying that your husband should be your friend. So what they say they don't like, you have to also,
Exactly.
consider their feelings, because they come first at the end of the day. So how would you handle such a situation?
Well, on the man's side, on my side, I'm speaking for myself. If my wife had a friend that I didn't like, and I thought the person was a threat, whether male or female, I think I would do whatever it takes. Let me give you a scenario. there was this boy. I'm not calling him a man.
Okay.
There was this boy that when I was trying to run my wife, I was trying to cut
I
her.
wish my husband was here.
He was lingering in the shadows. And this guy had known my wife before I got to know her. But he became some sort of threat. Anytime I went to my wife, then girlfriend, and she was cooking in the kitchen, she would be speaking with him. And anytime she's driving, she's speaking with this guy. I saw that he was taking too much of his time, her time. So I began to ask questions. Who is this guy? This guy is, this is his name. And I said, okay, what is your relationship with him? Later I got to know that there was more than just friendship in the past. But then I had to, find a way to handle the situation. So I saw that even though I spoke, the thing wasn't stopping. He was incessant, even though she decided that, okay, my boyfriend doesn't like this. But the guy kept on. So I called him one day. I said, oh, yeah, bro, it's like your incessant calling is becoming a problem in our relationship. Could you kindly cool it down? Because most times, even in the night when I'm with her, you are trying to call and you talk for long hours. And I don't think it's really good because we are trying to do something here, man to man. Or is that he understood?
He will do it again.
You never hear a word.
Then I went to his office. It's like he hasn't seen me before. Oh, no, I went to his office and he was consulting. So, sorry. Well, I've given him a... My brother, it's like I spoke to you, but you are still pursuing my girlfriend, and I don't like this thing. I don't think that is fine. As men, you know what you are doing is wrong. Why are you doing those kind of things? Please, kindly stay off. Is that you? So one day, I came to her, and then I saw that she had cut a call. She was cutting the call. So I'm doing that. Is that boy?
Is the man.
So I went,
okay,
baby,
boy.
Please, who is the boy? Who is it that is calling you that you are cutting? Like, there is somebody annoying. He said, is this so and so? So I picked up the call and I said, hello. Hi, how are you? He said, I'm fine. Any message? I said, you are an idiot.
Oh.
How dare you?
Violence.
Violence starts. I will not tell you what happened
But we know.
in his office.
The look of
But he
things.
stopped.
Okay.
You see, so what I'm trying to say is that there are different approaches.
Exactly.
There are people who are reasonable and they will get the message that, look,
Let me
stay off because this thing is looking uncomfortable. But when you need to protect your marriage as a man, I think that men will go to any extent. Yes, we will go to. There are some men who just back off and say that, okay, well, somebody's infiltrating into my marriage, and so let me just back off.
If she wants to go, she should go.
If she wants to go, no, but
doesn't have to.
what is mine is mine.
Exactly.
And I love her. I'll keep her.
Possess
I'll possess my possession.
Thank you.
So I go after what I want, and so I'll
Exactly.
protect and keep my family. Just as I do my home now. Men are naturally protective, so I do that. Okay. So there are different approaches, but that's my approach.
All right. Era, so how would you handle such a situation? A quick one.
In such situations, like as I told you, my husband is my friend. Sometimes, like, you don't intend to go through his phone and all that, but you might be taking. I love pictures, so everybody calls me picture bae. Yeah, I like it.
You like it like that. I also
When my phone is not here, I'll take my husband's phone and take picture. I see message. Who is this? And sometimes my husband is a very nice person. Male, female, he's nice. Hello, how are you? Hey, what's up? See, like, he's always so. Let me tell you this. Before I married, I was like, I had my scale of preference, right? I was looking out for certain things. Beauty or handsomeness, or it wasn't really a top priority. I was looking for a hardworking man. Somebody who respects women, because I don't have any tolerance for a man that doesn't respect women. And the guys who approached me on behalf of my husband were like, just look at Juju. he respects us, even my mates. So, and it was one guy that really spoke to me before. He was like, Shejuju, in his position, the girls, the kind of things they wear and what he sees, like, why would he come for you? One. But he's insistent. And when we are there, we can tell that you are the reason he's coming around and all that. Okay. Look at how he respects everybody, even as the guys. And that was one of the things on my list. So when I see other women, like, he's nice to everybody. Oh, sweetheart, how are you? Like that kind of thing. So when I see a woman overstepping the boundary, like, hey. I just go like, hey, boss. I always joke with everything. Okay. Because you know women, when we want something, we'll do anything. I don't want anybody coming between us to spoil anything. At the end of the day, so why do you even allow the person to come in the first place, to break that friendship that we've built over the years, that love, the family we've created? It's not worth it.
Sarah, we'll take a quick break here, but when we come back, we'll talk more about a situation where you tell your partner you are not okay with, a friend, and maybe a husband will be okay with it. But what if they are not giving you their mind and they're still seeing that person? So you're still watching Moans and Cuddles on Ghana Web TV. We'll be right back. Welcome back from that short breather. This is still Moans and Cuddles on Ghana Web TV. Now don't forget that the show is sponsored by Cheesy Pizza. So this is the part where we enjoy our pizza. Charlie, are you seeing the pizza?
I'm seeing well.
So we're going to help ourselves. You could grab a tissue.
Okay.
And then Munch wants to go into the conversation.
Thank you.
Something small for myself. So we've said a lot, still discussing the good and the bad side of cutting friends off after marriage. But should a married person, man or woman, take advice from singles?
Yeah, I think yes. I think that it depends on the person's maturity.
And you should try the pizza out.
Yeah, I will. Nice. I will. I think that it depends on a person's maturity. Nobody is a repository of knowledge, and it's not because you got married that you have answers to everything. Yes, so there are single people who also know a lot about relationships and how to. Marriage is just people management, really. How to manage somebody, how to live with somebody and compromise on their nuances and idiosyncrasies. And people, you don't have to be married to know that. That's why we have counselors that are not married.
Exactly.
There are people who learn things from experience. There are people who are born with wisdom. And there are people who learn. Very knowledgeable. When I was a kid, I used to advise my stepmom on how to deal with my dad. You know why? Because I knew my dad. I knew how he was. So I'll tell her, do it like this, do it like this, do it like this. Don't do it like this. And it works out. Even as a kid. My uncle always said that I was an old man. Because I used to advise him with his girlfriend. Even though I had never had a girlfriend. I started having a girlfriend I was like 20 something. I was a very good boy.
Yeah, good boy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I used to advise. So, people can advise you regardless, whether or not they are married. They are married. Yeah, so.
No. I don't know whether you are getting married or family. It could be our counselors advising you. Usually, I hear this from the women's side. It's like, you should stay away from your friends. It's all about friends, because it's like women, the problem when it comes to friends, it comes from our side. We are our own enemies. So, how was the whole counseling and advice? How was it based?
I don't remember my counselor dwelling on cut friends. It was basically the two of you. Like, how to treat each other. And, usually, I don't even know if you remember your wedding sermon.
No.
You won't. You are ready to get out of bed. You are married. Hey, you show your ring and Mrs. this and that. But one thing that stood out, and I can still remember for my wedding, is be kind to each other. So as you're kind to each other, you love each other. cutting off friends.
It's not
Doing-
really a big deal.
Nobody actually told me cut off. Sometimes it's common sense. You should know that this friend is not good for your marriage. You know your husband. You know what he likes. You know what he doesn't want. Why do you keep somebody? You know probably he doesn't like people who talk a lot and complains about everything. Everything they see, they come to your house and they want to touch everything. They want to know it. Nosy people, no. So if you have a friend like that, you shouldn't wait for your husband to tell you that I don't want this kind of person in my house. You know him. He doesn't like nosy people. People that behave like witches. He will tell you that it's not those who fly at night that are witches.
No, I agree.
He loves everybody. He doesn't know why you should hate people and try to backbite. And when you see them, you are smiling. You come across as a witch. He doesn't like such people. So if I have a friend like that, automatically I know how to handle you. We meet sometimes, hey, to say hi. It's been a while. From there, what else?
All right.
I'm not cutting you off completely, like I don't want to ever see you again, you know, but
know your boundaries,
hi.
like you know how to.
Hey, it's been a while. When I give birth, I can invite you to my christening or whatever. If I'm having my birthday, Charlie, we're friends. I'll invite you, but close range, no. Me, my family, every time we are having party, we get a bag of rice and we are doing party. Yeah, my family is always having party, everyday party. The moment we want to be around each other. So where is that nosy person going, cut this? It doesn't even happen. Because you have to know your partner.
All right.
And know how he or she is. And know the kind of people you introduce her to. Or being on one or two and they don't vibe, you should know.
Know that. Okay.
You should know. When
And
they
then
are
you should,
not
I think you should also
connecting-
speak to your partner. Some people will just not talk. But once you're not cool around somebody, you're like, oh,
Exactly.
babes, it doesn't even matter if it has to be marriage. Whilst it's just we are courting, you should feel okay to tell your partner that this your friend, I'm not so okay.
They are
with
not
that person.
vibing.
And not to cut in, whilst we are being very liberal about friendship and marriage and all those kind of things, I think that when you have a relationship, a budding relationship especially, and you involve a lot of friends, it's a very quick way to kill the relationship.
Can you hammer on that again? Because like, you know,
Yes,
a lot of
because
people have been victims to this thing.
yes, you see, too many friends give too many opinions.
Exactly.
When you have too many friends, you tend to want to voice out to please everybody. And when there's issue, you want to have different opinions
Opinions.
about it.
Doesn't help.
It doesn't help a relationship. People have their unique ways of dealing with issues, but they try to project that on you. Deal with it this way.
This way.
Because this is the right way. But what happens in Mr. Mensah's house that works for them
Won't
will
work
kill
for
the
you.
marriage of Mr. Kofi. And so that's why I even said that counseling is something that I don't like. Because, you see, they go by the books. There are standards. And usually standards don't work for everybody. The standards in America is different because the weather is different. we
Ghana
are hot,
house.
it's
So-
different. So you can have a certain coat that works for a certain marriage, but in another marriage, it's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
The temperaments are
It's
even not the
different.
same.
Yes, so you have to know your partner's temperament and everything. I had relationships in the past that died because of people giving too many opinions.
Okay.
You know, about issues that you should thrash out between each other. You see, just like a rest marriage, that's a model marriage. You talk about things. You are able to, you know, confine your problems within your own environment.
Exactly.
No third party. You know, so one of the things one of my friends told me just today is that when they were telling her that when they were sending her to the wedding, somebody was telling her that her uncle, who was taking her to the altar, told her that as you are going, remember that there's no coming back. So whatever is happening, keep it over there in your home.
In your home.
Yes, and this is a professor of law that I was speaking with today, and she was telling me this. I mean, and that's how these our old people. That's how they used to solve their issues.
Exactly.
You will never hear those days. You will never hear our parents cry, even though we are living in a single room,
You
self-contained.
will never
But
hear.
you
Never
never
know
hear
what's
anything.
going on.
They will fight and everything in the room, contain it, and they'll come back out, and everything
smile.
looks, yes, they still keep that respect and dignity. But nowadays, violence
Everywhere.
everywhere on the streets, and then we post it immediately. We post it on our status.
Now social media,
They come and
everything.
insult. So after insulting your husband,
And you make up.
you
Then
go
you-
and sleep, and you realize that
what have I done?
now you come back and you are crying, saying you are sorry.
Yeah,
You
you exposed.
humiliated the man
Yeah.
in public.
Yeah,
You now come and cry, and you were doing, I don't know whether you didn't think you were too angry. When you are angry, relax. My boy will tell you, Asemba Nyabutre.
your son.
Yeah, I
wow.
have like,
An adopted son.
he's not adopted, he's family, but I took him when he was just 9 months, and he's
Okay.
23 now.
Oh, okay.
So I said, Mama,
Asemba
Asemba
Nyabutre.
Nyabutre. I just cooled down at once and I laughed. Because at that time, before now, you come out with, you know, when you're angry, you say things. Sigmund Freud will tell you there's nothing like slip of tongue. Whatever you say when you're angry are things that you've repressed. You just need something to let it
Trigger.
out. Yes,
And
exactly.
no.
Trigger it.
You should be careful.
Then you run your mouth.
So the bottom line is that when you find yourself in such a way, maybe you might not run to social media, but some people will pick up a phone and, like,
call
a friend. This is what happened, and then this is it. He's back again. Maybe in the heat of the moment, she might also, or he might also give you, you know, something that would have been a solution, but at the end of the day, it will even be a deal breaker.
Yeah.
So we should all watch that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody told me about the way her boyfriend, when I was younger, the way her boyfriend used to sleep with her and gave me graphic details
Ew.
that she later regretted. Because I got to know certain things that I shouldn't have got. Because in the heat of the moment, she's so angry. And she's exposing everything.
Asemba Nyabutre.
Asemba
Asemba
Nyabutre.
Nyabutre.
Sure. But we've spoken about the good, the bad side. But then I have been a victim where a friend, we're close from primary, we went to the same senior high. We've been together for a very long time. University. And then she gets married. And no. Untin in Kabium. I explained that sometimes there are new responsibility that comes with it. But we didn't cut off Jenny Bipam.
Mashada.
She's a single for Mundi Mulem.
Mawari.
She's married now. Until, you know, yes, 3 years down the lane, and then I said, yeah, when you're Sem Kakra, I feel no ban or Baba Bisa, so, you know, it's just one of those. This is not like a story, this is something I have experienced. So, in such a situation, how do you think I feel? Because they're cutting off, some people do it in a very bad way.
Era is poverty.
Poverty.
Let me tell you, it's poverty. Look, this problem is a problem of poor people. See,
This one, I don't understand. No. This,
it sounds a little bit controversial.
Feel bad that you are not even married. It's like
Who cuts off Aliko Dangote, Akufo-Addo, or
can't think of it. It's a mini scanty. I can't tell it off.
Exactly. What can you bring to the table?
Okay. So that's the thing.
you become a
nuisance,
superstar.
rather.
You become a superstar as you are now, and see if they will not start calling you.
Oh, that's my friend. I can even video call her right now. Oh, okay.
Yes, it's
Oh,
a
then I
problem
was,
of
you know,
poverty,
maybe I
finances.
never started service crying.
Oh, exactly. No,
Yes.
but
You
what
can't-
are you contributing?
What are you contributing?
Now I'm married. Can you give me any advice when I need something, advice from you concerning my marriage? They think that once you marry, just as he said, they are wiser than you are. Obi Bessie, maternity ward and answer.
Yes.
So the fact that
Interesting.
it doesn't mean you will
Ube
stop
jai,
at once. Like, you know,
sure.
it's part of you. Yeah, and answer, well, the fact that you are married doesn't mean every single person doesn't have anything in their, like, you know, it doesn't work that way. There are some people you know almost but they have
That's
brains,
smart.
just like he said. Me, when I was in GSS3, my friend was getting married, Sister Ajwa. I was always working with her, going everywhere with her, and advising. She'll tell me her relationship
It's the
issues.
single people who will be your bridesmaids.
Exactly.
It's the single people that when you are busy and you can't take care of your kids, you call,
You
come
call
and be
them.
with.
I'm bringing my
Uh-huh.
kids over. I have
When
to
your
go
single
here or that.
sisters are in the house, they will come and be cooking for your husband when you travel somewhere to a
Exactly.
funeral or a birthday party or a wedding. So single people, you need everybody. You need people.
Because there are times that you might be in trouble. Maybe then I was not having money and stuff like that. but you never know who
It's
can
not always
help
about
you.
money.
Yes.
Sometimes the help you
Recommendation.
need is not money.
You see,
The help you need
so
is
me, I
not-
think
it's
that
not
the cutting off, it should be someone that you know, say the person doesn't
This
have
a
good
problem,
intentions
yeah, or they
and
accept
all
them,
that, but not when someone you know okay, so then that brings me to it. When it comes to certain boundaries and cutting friends, who decides? Does your partner decide for you that, see, I don't want you to keep friends? Like now, I don't want to see anybody around you. It's just you and I, as we've been advised that, you know, you are on this journey together. Or you personally would decide, because there are some people who are very overprotective. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Even family. See, cutting off people is not just about friends. So, family. It's
Family
sometimes
needs
they
some
even
cutting off.
So at a point, I just sat down when I told my nieces, "Hey, yo, is it because you are married?" Because I realized that we were not gelling like we used to. I'm like, is it that we are all gearing towards our husbands, so we are forgetting that we used to do A, B, and C? We should bring our kids along. We have get-togethers. Bring rice, maybe bring drink, I'll cook. Bring the kids, let them play together. That's my cousin, that's that. We need networking. We are a family. We can't just break. We can't go to the, like, behave like the whites where it's my husband, my children, and myself. That thing, we are in Africa. Even they have godfathers and godmothers, what have you. How many times do you hear of may God mother near may God in Ghana here? So it's still your family, and we tend to cut off. So I told them, like, no, you would want to make excuses, but I realized that it is when we marry that we are behaving that way. Let's just get together again. It is not my worry vibe. Because when I need something, I'll call you. Mommy, can I bring my children over? I'm doing this. Mommy, can you do this? Do you know this? It is just nice. And as we were asking, is it the spouse that decides? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. My husband has never told me that I don't like this person, so don't talk to this person, don't bring this person here again. When I bring my friends and he's unable to relate like himself, then I go like, it's like in the name vibe here, why are you tired? Or so sometimes you're like, oh, it's not like that to my mind, like then I know there is no problem. But if he's like, oh yeah, cool, like
Next time I know
he
that.
won't say don't bring the person around, you know. But when I realize that the second time it's still the same, Charlie, I won't really. Now, how many times will you even see the person for the person to come over? Now we are all busy. Once a while. So when I see that the person is uncomfortable around the person, I just decide I won't cut off with you completely. Just that I won't
bring him
engage
into
exactly.
his
I won't
space.
involve you too much to inconvenience the other person. That's it.
There's such a thing as strong men in families. There are spiritual dimensions to marriage. Sometimes we tend to look at the physical to make decisions. But when you look deeply into certain marriages, you see that there are spiritual altars. I'm sorry to bring the spiritual dimension,
Please
but
bring
I'm
it.
a pastor.
It is necessary.
There are
Please.
spiritual altars. There are strong men in families that decide that they are keeping the covenant of ancestors. So somebody is kept in the family to serve the God or to sum the God. They make the person the priest over the God. And the altar that your family name on, there's a covenant on it, right? I'm getting somewhere.
Yeah, going there.
There's a covenant somewhere that they have sacrificed a human being, they have sacrificed a cow, and they have said that the gods will protect us, but for us, our marriages will never work. And so there's an enforcer of that covenant, and there's somebody who is a strong man in a family. I know a lady whose mother took 20 pesos coins and threw it in the gutter and cursed the daughter, you will never get married. Such a person, will you tell me that because she's family, we should keep her close by? You can love some people from afar.
Exactly.
There are some people you have to keep out of your marriage as a matter of necessity. You don't look at blood lineage or whatever. You have to, if you want to protect your marriage,
You need to stay away.
and even not in marriage, in relationships, there are some people that once you continue interacting with them, you never get to that marriage.
It is true.
I
Very, very
had to cut certain people off in my life to be able to
this far.
get this far with
So
my
as you are
marriage.
climbing the
Yeah.
ladder, there are some load you need
I
to.
told
You need
get off.
to
they
get off.
get off because I realize that some friends, when I discuss my plans with it never works.
Yes.
Along,
There are
I told
family
you, I'm
members
a
too
very
like that.
observant
To
person.
observe.
So the first time it happens, I'll be like, am I imagining it? Imagining what just happened? Or it actually happened? I do it again. I try it like 3-4 times, then I realize I'm like, so those friends, I love them, but I won't
You won't
discuss
talk.
my
Yes,
plans with
that's it.
them. We talk about general issues, we laugh, whatever it is, we do.
Their imaginations alone will militate against your plans.
So I realized, so I pinpointed to my husband, like, I feel bad saying this, but I've realized that this person and that person, anytime I discuss something important to me or a plan or something,
Just takes.
something will happen and it will just, and initially I thought I was imagining it, and it has happened way back. It's not like it took me like years actually when I got married, and I confirmed that no, this is it. So those people, no, it's a no.
All right.
I just cut them off. Anything concerning my family, my plans, we talk about general issues, we can vibe, we can go out, but we are not going here. So initially I told you, I know who I say what to, how I vibe
There are
with all my
limitations.
friends.
Your circles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All
So
right.
some people you really need to cut them off to get to where you are, or to keep your marriage, as he
Yes.
said. Yeah.
I agree too, because sometimes you might be talking to a friend about your relation. Some people want to be on you are on the same level. Nobody's progressing, so they'll always find ways to paint your partner black. Maybe you would have gone far with the person, but just because of
Oh, now,
what a
okay,
friend
yeah.
said, maybe you've been friends for
Yeah.
10 years and all. But then now, should you be friends with your friends, your boyfriend or your husband's friends? Some people say no, me like this. I don't want you to even have his number. Like, what are you saying? What are you checking up on him?
Ladies, they don't like you to be close to their friends, and so
Well,
you
that's
have
my
to-
personal opinion.
Yeah.
But then should you be friends
Yeah,
with your
my
friends'
friends should not be. It should be acquaintances.
Exactly.
And
that's
even
the
if
point.
you
The
decide
word
to
is-
ignore them, I think your wife will be happier when you try to ignore her friends and keep your
Because
distance.
besides,
They
Yeah.
cross their boundaries.
Yeah.
Me no know why you not,
the
you know.
next thing they are going to talk about something that happened years back.
1874.
Because they tell you that certain things is best you don't talk about it. It's the dada.
Ah,
What crossing? You've enveloped. You've closed that envelope. You just didn't want to open it up again.
then a
We're
friend.
moving on. You're a different person. Then say out of Inshushienimu, say jealousy. I can't say.
Or witchcraft.
Witchcraft as usual. They just go and open their mouth and did you know? Ebi I wake cry maybe
When you actually cry, I just
yeah no kati.
sure.
They assemble. Then they go to say things, and now he might also get interested because why didn't my wife tell
Tell
me?
me,
Yeah.
do you know about this?
And
But
I
it's
said
information that you don't need to know.
exactly, because there are certain things that I think is not really necessary.
Yeah.
There are certain things for me and Kasakwa pressing. I don't even remember. So
Deleted.
something happens or a phrase in a movie or a song, then I'm like, hey, I say
Yeah, I see
me
that.
and
Yeah.
so why should I go and fifi and come and tell my husband that this and it's going to bring problems? They will go and say things not to say you wanted that. Hey, any man no case your boy.
Or person, you are looking for the opportunity.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
No.
She didn't tell you. My Baba said relationship. No. And
Yeah, I
trust,
nearly
once
spoiled
it's
somebody's
broken-
relationship
exactly.
like that too. And my neighbor, I did
Was it test?
It wasn't intentional. I had a neighbor, and the thing is that she told me that her boyfriend's name is some name. Then she brought a boy. That this is her
mentioned that
fiance,
name.
and I said, "Oh, so are you?"
Hey.
Charlie.
I said nothing.
The guy has never been cool with me because he doesn't understand why I mentioned somebody else's name.
Okay.
See,
So you shouldn't just.
and man, we
Yeah.
talk too much. And that just recently, about 2 weeks ago, I sat in a boat, right, and we're just discussing about men, and something came up. I don't really remember how the conversation started. But then my friend was like, a man, and I'm serious. I saw somebody's post that said a man can just leave a woman when she's pregnant and it's okay. A woman leaves a man when he's jobless and she's working, she's a wage. So we're just discussing it's like, I'm like, the way men feel they have rights over women and they can do everything and it's okay, and a woman does it and it's very bad. That thing, because if you cut me, blood will come. It's the same color if I cut you. Blood. When I hurt you, you feel it, and when you hurt me, I feel it. So why do you do things and cover it up in the name of I'm a man? And for even your sisters will help to just make everything worse for the woman. Then he was like, and then he came to relate this incident that happened, that he had a girlfriend, a serious girlfriend. Then this same girl brought a friend that, oh, panicho ye to know when you feel that then she doesn't have a manokre sister. Then he brought the girl to the guy, begging him some money, stay just a week. She's finding a place. Sister Ibe feel while we take key position. Now the guy says, this girl wants, oh, it's a saying and son and I'm no mammy kojao. Or Babano was saying, seriously, what ordinary sad. She tried everything to come between them. And the sad aspect of this whole thing is the day that the girlfriend came to the house and they were preparing, he loves granite soup and rice balls. They were preparing this thing in the kitchen. Then the girl told the friend that she's coming. She went to the guy's room naked. Oh. And he slept with her. Oh. She went to shower. So showed me your neighbor. She went to shower and came back with her naked body view. So the guy was like, what have I done? Like, the girl was in the kitchen. It's not like she tried and tried, it didn't happen. But that day, I don't know the point she wanted to prove, say, oh, I have magic. Wow. Yeah. So the guy was like, he was so confused that he broke up with both of them, because initially he wanted to tell the girlfriend that that's what he's done. But it's going to cause confusion. So the best thing for him to do was to end the relationship with the girlfriend and just cut all contact with the new girl too. Wow. So you see, a friend that you were helping came in and now they could have married, because the guy was very hurt to the extent he wanted to tell the girl what had happened. But he thought about how the girl would feel. The trust and all that, so he just decided to.
So how did he break up with her? What did he tell her to break up?
I don't want to do it. He found a reason to break up with the girl just like that, because
that's so unfair. Yeah,
it's very, very unfair. You see,
right. As we said, sometimes.
Wow.
You're still watching Moans and Cuddles. I hope you're taking lessons from our discussion on today's episode. We'll take a quick break here. When we come back, Moans and Cuddles continues. Yeah, we're back on Moans and Cuddles. But if you're looking for a place to buy your pizza, I would recommend Cheesy Pizza. As you can see, it's so cheesy and it tastes very great. Era, I see you're enjoying it.
Very. Look at the size now. I wish I could consume the whole.
We'll finish it all. We'll try. So you guys have been married, right? You've been married for 10 years, and counting.
Yeah. 5 years.
5 years. Yeah. Okay. I'm here to join the institution, but we'll surely be there one day. But I want to find out: are spouses okay with their partners hanging out with married people instead of singles? Maybe if your wife comes and like, oh, you know, it's a hangout. Do you look out for, is a person married? Does she have a head that's a husband that she goes to? Or if singles, you're okay with it? How comfortable are you when, in both cases, a married person and then a single? So
technically, I've been married for 1 year. Technically.
Technically. Living together fully.
Technically. So you answer the question.
Okay. So I don't think they will go ahead and ask. See, a married man with a married man, it doesn't change anything. Men are men. No, that's the truth. That's the hard truth. Whether it's a single man or a married man, a man is a man. So whether he's hanging out with a married man or he's hanging out with a single, there is a little boy in every man.
People who are getting married, always we hear the stories like, hey, I'm already, do you, and sometimes, alright, but what kind of
it's a
money?
relationship, like,
so it's good to hear stories like
don't
this.
Don't you fight with your friends?
We do.
Don't you make up?
Yeah.
So that's how marriage is. You just have to know your friend.
People just don't know how to mend things anymore.
Exactly.
They throw things away. And that's how it is.
Right.
When I say my marriage is sweet, that means that we don't have problems.
But you know how to go about it. The right avenue, as I said, it's not all friends who have to get on board and stuff like that. But I must say, the best they say is stay for the last. This is actually the very last episode for the year 2021, and I must say, I really enjoyed today's session. We hope to have you back because you are first timers. I like how the conversation is going. So next year, God willing, we'll try as much as possible to get you on board because there's more to give out. So before we wrap up, if you would like to put out your socials where we can contact you, anything that you do that you want our viewers to also know about.
Okay.
So I'm a physiotherapist, acupuncturist, reflexologist. I have a clinic at East Legon. It's called Regional Spinal and Physiotherapy Clinic. You can call 0249 794613 or 055 031 8464. You can email us at regionalmedicalgroup@yahoo.com or find us on social media, Facebook, IG at Regional Physiotherapy. Yeah, and you can check out my books on Amazon, The Madman Shrine. I do music also. Check me out on YouTube, BOG The Worshipper. I'm all over the place. Thank you.
All right, thank you too. Era.
Yes, dear. Okay, so as Elia said, I'm a banker, but then I love to dance, and my love for dance made me discover something else, that actually dance can be used for physio, for your wellness, and it's great because when you have to exercise, go jogging, whatever, it's so boring and it's tiring. Sometimes you don't even have the time, but the moment you hear music, you go like, so watch out for Eddie and I. You're bringing something big on board. Yes, he's a physio. I'm a dancer. I love to dance. So I'm venturing into dance therapy for corporate workers, whoever. My target is actually corporate workers because we have a sedentary lifestyle. We are challenged with a lot of health issues, insomnia, depression, anxiety, targets and all that. We are always running around with issues and all that. So if you're a corporate worker and you're listening to me, your breakthrough is here.
We are doing it at Regional Spinal at East Legon.
Yes. So you can call me on 0243 257 449 and we hook up. Something great is coming your way. You don't have to go through that gym stuff every time or jog around. Something exciting.
Try dancing.
Yeah.
All right.
We are not going to do any pharmacological issues here. It's just dancing and you get results.
Okay.
So
our viewers, do well to check them out, and when it's finally out, we'll also do well to inform you. I must say thank you once again for gracing the show. Now remember, our viewers, that the show is proudly sponsored by Cheesy Pizza. Cheesy Pizza has all you want, from juices, smoothies, jollof, fried rice, spag and meatballs. We have great deals for you all week round. Cheesy Pizza gives you the Mac Cheesy combo every Monday and Thursday with only 49 cedis. You get one small pizza, fries and chicken, one cola drink at all branches. Tuesdays are Super Tuesday at all Cheesy Pizza branches. Buy your Super Family Pizza at half price every Tuesday for 40 cedis. Be part of the midweek bonanza every Wednesday. Buy and get one free at all Cheesy Pizza branches. And also remember to start your weekend with our special jollof and fried rice from Cheesy Pizza branches every Friday. Call 026 413 3397 to place your order. Cheesy Pizza, your way. It's a mixed feeling. It's like, I know we're going and then we'll be back next year. But as Cecilia Mafo said, fire cool chica fire.
I feel nice now.
We're going to put things in place, come back bigger and stronger. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you next year. My name is Paulina Deda Opoku. Thanks for watching.